Reinvention isn't about becoming someone new. It's about becoming more you. Welcome to The Change Effect, the podcast that helps you turn life transitions into powerful new beginnings. One story, one shift, one breakthrough at a time. I'm your host, Noelle Van, an author, leadership coach, and change strategist who spent years in corporate America helping innovators and leaders break through barriers to create success on their own terms. I now work with women to step into change to create a life they love. Whether you're putting yourself at the center of your own story, redefining success, or making a power pivot in your life, career, or business, you're in the right place. Each week, we dive into conversations with trailblazers, change makers, and everyday women experiencing the ripple effects that come from overcoming the fear and doing it anyway, providing actionable steps, practical strategies, and a whole lot of fun along the way. So if you're ready to step up and become unstoppable, buckle up and let's get started. The more you see life as a continuous evolution, the more possibilities open up. Today, we're talking about reinvention, what it really means, and why so many of us feel the pull to reinvent ourselves at different points in life, and how looking at life as a process of ongoing development can open up more freedom, opportunities, and joy. Now, have you ever woken up and thought, there has to be more than this? When we think about reinvention, we often think it is something that will involve losing ourselves in the process. But reinvention isn't about throwing everything away. It's about evolving. It's choosing to pivot, to shed what no longer fits, and step into a truer, more expansive version of yourself. Reinvention can be big, like leaving corporate for entrepreneurship, or subtle, like redefining how you show up in your relationships. Reinvention is not a single act. It's a mindset, a willingness to keep growing. So let's talk a little bit about what drives us to reinvent. The first is restlessness, right? A sense that something's missing, even if everything looks fine on the outside. We know it when it's happening, and that's the time to think about what could be causing it and delve deeper into the areas of your life that may need further examination. Another one could be life transitions, right? Career shifts, empty nest, retirement, divorce, health scares. All of these things can spark reevaluation. And these are obvious ones. Oftentimes they happen unexpectedly, leaving us to rethink a story or reality we thought to be true and stepping into something new. The next that can come up is a desire for authenticity, wanting to live more in alignment with your true values instead of society's script. This often comes up in times of crisis or later in life when we begin to re-examine what's important to us and want to live our truth more fully. This next one and last one is really a biggie because it's a changing world, and we all know that that is so true these days. Technology, new opportunities, cultural shifts invite us to ask, how do I want to adapt? This is an important one, especially in current times. Our world continues to become more challenging, and being able to flex to the ever-changing environment around us is essential to our success. Now, reinvention can feel like a big abstract idea, but it becomes so much more real when we can look at people who have actually lived it. So take Oprah Winfrey. Early in her career, she was fired from her job as a Baltimore news anchor, and her bosses told her she was unfit for television. Imagine hearing that as a young woman chasing her dream. But instead of letting that rejection define her, Oprah leaned into what she was naturally good at, connecting with people. She moved into a daytime talk show role in Chicago, and over time, she turned that struggling show into The Oprah Winfrey Show. From there, she built a media empire and became one of the most influential people in the world. So what looked like failure was really the doorway into her truest calling. Another powerful example is Vera Wang. Today, she's known as one of the most iconic fashion designers in the world, but she didn't design her first wedding dress until she was 40 years old. Before that, she was a competitive figure skater and then a senior editor at Vogue. She was passed over for an editor-in-chief role, and that disappointment pushed her to start something new. So she channeled all her creativity, discipline, and eye for style into fashion design and built a global brand from scratch. Her story reminds us that it's never too late to begin again, and every step we take along the way adds layers to who we become. And let's not forget Maya Angelou. She started out as a dancer and singer, performing internationally. But she didn't stop there. She became a poet, a memoirist, a playwright, an actress, a director, and a civil rights activist. Each reinvention allowed her to use her voice in new ways. She didn't limit herself to one expression. She kept expanding, kept evolving, until she left behind a legacy that touched every corner of art and culture. Now, those are famous names, but reinvention isn't reserved for celebrities. It's happening all around us. A mother who raised kids for 2 decades decides to go back to school and become a counselor. A corporate executive leaves the boardroom to start her own consulting practice so she can do work with more freedom and impact. The lesson in all of these stories is the same. Reinvention is available to all of us. It's not about erasing your past, but about taking everything you've lived, everything you've learned, and allowing it to carry you into your next chapter. Deciding to evolve in this way and seeing life as ongoing development offers so many benefits. It offers freedom. You don't have to stay stuck in old roles or identities. It also offers resilience. Every time you reinvent, it's making you more adaptable to change and allows you to align your work, relationships, and choices with who you are today. It also allows you to continually expand your impact, rather than peak once and then plateau. Reinvention isn't about becoming someone new. It's about becoming more you. The more you see life as a continuous evolution, the more possibilities open up. I'm including a quick self-reflection exercise in the show notes that asks you the simple question: what's one area of my life asking for reinvention? To help you take a closer look at what areas of your life you may want to evolve. If you found this episode helpful, be sure to spread the word about the Change Effect podcast so we can continue to widen our circle of curious, courageous, and committed changemakers. That's it for now. Until next time. Thanks for listening to the Journeys Through Change podcast. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or really wherever you get your favorite podcasts. Be sure to follow us and leave a review if you enjoyed this episode so more women like you can find us and join in on the fun.